The message of today is change. The change that you've been desiring, the change that you have been hoping and praying for, the opportunities to present themselves. We're going to pull some cards for the collective and see what messages Spirit has for us. And we begin with this beautiful message of change, things that can only be implemented by you. Ultimately, you are the individual who is responsible for making the kind of choices that lead you to new opportunities. If you continually make the same decisions, if you allow yourself to get dragged into the same situations, if you keep having the same conversations with people, I'm just hearing these like broken record kind of conversations where it's you feel like you're explaining yourself repeatedly and you're not being heard, and that's because you're talking to people who don't speak your language. They're not at your level. You're speaking to people that don't want to understand you. So when we decide that um, this is something that's important to us, we have to also implement this boundary of not just I'm not going to allow you to continue to play with me or to you know ask me these silly questions or put me in these situations again. It's I'm not going to engage in them. I'm going to walk away. I'm going to say, I don't have time for this. Um, I appreciate that we've had these conversations in the past, and perhaps you think that we can continue this, but I've just decided that this is no longer worth my time and energy. That I have more important things that I need to address. There are individuals and situations that are welcoming and waiting for you, but it is about your choices in these situations that changes them. It's often you'll notice that when you walk away from a situation or a person, all of a sudden that's when you start really hearing what they really think. And that's what I'm getting here. There's this, you were always like this, you're stuck up, you're this, you're this. And that's never been the case. This has just always been about what they could gain as an advantage with you in their corner, with you in their presence, feeding off of your energy, like energy vampire type. And you just cut that off. And as you cut that off, your energy started to be utilized in a much more purposeful way, much more direct and deliberate way. And now you're starting to see the effects of that. You're starting to see the things that happen when you reclaim your energy. This Wheel of Fortune also indicating that the change that you have been waiting for, that you've been desiring, that you've been praying for, that you've been manifesting is upon you. Now, with the Wheel of Fortune, it indicates that there has been kind of a period of um, difficulties, challenges that you have tried to push past. And it's with this consistent effort that you continue to keep that wheel turning for yourself. And with all cycles, we're going to find that we have those periods of ups and downs, but it's this card that signifies when these changes are starting to happen in favor for us, that things are turning in our favor, that things are starting to feel like our luck has changed. Like the opportunities are starting to roll in, like everything is not against you, that it's not one thing after another, one issue after another happening over and over again. You're not hearing any more of these bad news conversations or these omens of um, challenges to come, or now you're starting to feel I'm getting a lot of abundance and starting to feel this lightening of the load. So, any kind of struggles that you were feeling in your finances are finally starting to look a lot more positive and more favorable. And you're starting to understand that it's how you stayed focused and it's how you stayed consistent and you persevered through these difficulties. You didn't let it turn into this period of stagnancy for you. You just said, "Oh, this is part of the cycle. I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And I know that that energy is gonna change in my favor as a result of that." So this energy has started to shift. It started to feel really light, really good. And there's a lot of good stuff coming forward for you with this Wheel of Fortune. Your luck has finally changed. I'm seeing this as a message from your spirit guides to remind you that you don't need to look very far for support. That is always with you, and that there's always guides giving you the signs and synchronicities, and giving you the nudges and helping you feel that gut feeling about things. That there's this overwhelming sense of knowing and understanding that you're not alone, and that these guides are showing their way, they're showing their signs to you in ways that it's a language that only you really understand. You might hear somebody say, "Oh, well, I saw a red cardinal today." And in your mind, that cardinal doesn't mean anything. But you also know that when you see a monarch butterfly, that that's something that's very personal to you and one of your guides. And so we all know that there's these very specific things. For me, there's a specific type of caterpillar that I see. It's not the butterflies, it's the caterpillar that reminds me that I am still always shaping my future, that I am always in evolution, that there is more to come, that there is constant growth that is ahead of me, and that as these experiences shape me, there's a period where I have to kind of hibernate, and I have to process, and I have to absorb all of this in order to continue forward with the next stages. So there's this constant reminder for you, and they're very personal and they're very specific, that these signs are from your guides, and there's no one else is going to truly be able to understand who or what these signs mean. These are personal between you and your guides. I'm getting ladybugs and bumblebees. I'm also seeing some acorns. I'm seeing some very specific, like penny on the sidewalk type things that are little indications that someone specific is watching out for you and reminding you of who you are and where you've come from and all that you have left in front of you to enjoy and experience in this life. I'm always grateful to be a part of your journey, and thank you so much for being a part of mine. Much love and many blessings to you.